Welcome to the third video in this series about the new 2024 5e rule set. Now in this video we're going to cover the character wizard, or creating a character via the character wizard. Now I have to say up front that the character wizard isn't finished, it's not complete. There's lots of stuff which isn't there at the moment, it's still being worked on. And I considered actually not even doing this video, but actually I think it's probably worthwhile doing it just so that I can point out a few things along the way. So the character wizard is accessed in the usual way. Go to the characters selection here and then click on the character wizard button and you'll be faced with this screen here. We've got a drop down up at the top which allows you to select the source. We've only got the player's handbook open at the moment, but if you've got other sources that you want to use, then obviously they would appear in the drop down provided that the module is open. We've only got the player's handbook here, but if you had other modules open here, then they're going to appear here as a possible source. And so the first selection we need to make here is to the class, and we're just going to click on the add item button here, the green button. If you click on the underline, then you will get information about the actual class. But to select the class, we click on the green add item button, and then when we do so, we get this screen here. Ignore all this. This is just debug information, which will be removed in due course, I'm sure. So we then have some choices to make here. We can see that we've got this little exclamation mark which is showing us that we need to do something with this particular aspect of the character. So we need to click on the little button here to expand this, and this will tell you exactly what we need to do. So we need to select a couple of skills. It tells you up here that we can select 2 skills. And so if we just click on the drop down and let's select athletics, and then we've got a second one. If we click on that, now again, this is one of the things that isn't finished. It's giving us the choice or potential choice of athletics again. I'm sure that that'll get removed, and when we select our second one, the first choice that we've made will be removed. So let's just select insight. And you'll see that up in the top left here, we've got a little tick to say that we have done everything that we need to do at this stage for the class. If we have a look at the next thing here, is fighting style. Now, I'm sure this will get automated in due course as well. We should have a selection for what fighting style we want, but that's not in the character wizard at the moment, but I'll show you later on how to fix that. So now that we've got our fighter, incidentally, we can change the level. If we wanted to start at a higher level, then we would just increase this little button here, click this little button, and it'll take us up to level 2, 3, etc. And if we want to change our selection, we can click on the delete item here, and this will remove everything that we have done and will take us back to the selection screen that we saw earlier again. So now that we've got our class, we can then move on to our background, and it's exactly the same situation here. We've got a source which we can click on. If we have different sources, then we can click on that and select from that source. Here we're just going to select the guard, and this time we've got 2 things that we need to consider. So let's open up the abilities. It says the ability scores strength, intelligence, wisdom. It gives us a drop down, and when we click on that, we've got 2 choices here. Either we can select one ability to increase by +2 or another to increase by +1, or we can increase 3 by +1. Now, if we choose the second option, then a +1 will be automatically added to strength, intelligence, and wisdom. And if we pick this one here, then we get the choice of which ability scores to actually put in the +2. So if we take strength, they're a fighter, so our main thing will be strength. So we pick that, and then if we click on this one, then we can pick another ability score. Now, again, I'm pretty sure that this isn't just quite correct. It shouldn't be giving us strength again. So we will pick wisdom in this case. Again, that's something I'm sure which will get fixed in the fullness of time. If we look at the skill, then we simply get athletics and perception here. So there's no choice that we need to make. We just get that from the background. And then we've got another little exclamation mark against proficiency. So we need to click on that, and this time we're selecting a tool proficiency. So whichever one we select. And then at the bottom here we see we've got a feat, and again there's no selection here. We simply get the alert feat from the background. So we're just automatically going to get that. And we now have a tick against background, so we are done with that. We can move on to species. And this is exactly the same really. We've got our drop down for the source. Here we're going to select elf, and when we do that up at the top, we can see we now have 3 more choices to make as to which particular flavor of elf that we're going to pick. So let's pick a high elf. This automatically gives us some new abilities and removes that little selection. We've got an exclamation mark against keen senses, so we need to open that. It tells us we have proficiency in insight, perception, or survival, so another choice here. We select which one we want, so let's pick perception. And again, we now have a tick box up at the species, so we are done selecting our species. Everything that we needed to do has been done. We can move on then to abilities. And here we have got a box or various boxes. We've got the base stats here. Everything starts at 10, obviously. And then we've got the bonuses that we added in for our background. We would have bonuses here if we had chosen one of the 5e or the original 5e species. This would be where the race bonuses would be. We've got the spaces for an ability score increase if we were leveled up a bit. We've got a miscellaneous box which is editable, so you can put in whatever you want. And then we've got an override section here so that you can just put the scores in that you want to put in. So, for example, if your players or you were rolling this off camera or not inside Fantasy Grounds and just adding in the things manually, then you can do so here, whatever value. So if you put an 18 in here, then you can see that your strength score has gone up to 18. So you'd need to manually calculate in whatever racial bonuses or background bonuses that you're getting and put the total in here. It won't. This override won't give you the base stats. It'll give you the total stats. So you need to consider the background bonuses as well, or any other bonuses that you have. So this is basically the grand total, if you like. So let's get rid of that. Up at the top, we've got the method that you're going to be using. If we click on this, we get a drop down. So you've got the standard array, point by, or the dice roll manual entry. So let's pick the dice roll. It'll roll the appropriate number of dice, and then it'll just automatically populate the dice into the stats as to how whatever order the roll was in. You can now change this around. If we look at our strength and the scores or how the scores are put in, obviously we're a fighter, so we don't want 16 intelligence. So we're just going to take this here, we're going to drag this 16 and drop it into the strength. We may want our constitution to be a bit higher than 8, so we're going to take the 14 from wisdom and drop that in there. And maybe we want our wisdom to be a little bit higher than that, so we're going to swap over the intelligence and wisdom scores until we have got the scores that we want. Once we're done all with that, then we've completed our abilities and we can move on to equipment. Now the equipment screen, this gives you two different selections of equipment. You've got a background or equipment from your background, and you've got equipment from your class. And you can see that there's a choice here of, like if we open this, oh, that's a bug as well. If we see this here, we've got a choice of a spear, light crossbow, all this equipment, or we can have 50 gold pieces. And down here from the class, we've got a choice of two different loadouts, chainmail, a great sword, or studded leather and a bow, basically. Or we've got a third choice of 155 gold pieces. So we just need to click on whichever button that we want. So let's suppose we go with our chainmail greatsword option from the class kit, and then let's just go with the gold pieces from the background, and that adds that all up into the starting wealth section here. And we're now done with the equipment because we've got a little tick here. So we can move on to the commit screen. We can give our fighter a name. We can scroll down here just to see that everything's okay, and then we can click on the save button, and that will create our character for us. It'll show you in chat everything that's been added in. The buttons here, we can go into this little cog icon that tells us what our fighter is. We don't have a subclass as yet. We'll cover level up in a minute, but this shows you what the class is and our hit dice, all that kind of thing. We've got the usual links here for our background, and we've got links here for our species and our subspecies as well, is all there and linked to the character sheet. All our dark vision and things like that has gone in, our saving throws have gone in, all that kind of stuff has gone in. If we look at the skills, it's automatically given us proficiency in all the skills that we chose. And if we look at our abilities here, it's added in the various abilities that we got from everything, including all the fighter features, our traits from our background and species, our armor and tool and weapon proficiencies, as well as feats that we got from our background or species or wherever else they came from. If we have a look at our inventory, we can see that that's been filled in with all the stuff that we that we got from our class or background. The color coding down here, we can see that the E is equipped, or the orange thing is equipped, and the sort of pale bluish thing is simply carried. And again, you've got links here that you can click on to see more information about these. And if we move on to our actions tab, all our weapons have been automatically added in with all the various bonuses for the damage and to hit, etc. And our various features have been added in to our actions tab, and including things like second wind, where the actual effect has been created for you as well. Now, there's a couple of things that haven't been done. If we have a look at our abilities here, we see that we've got the alert feat, and if we open that up, it tells us that when we roll initiative, you can add your proficiency bonus to the roll. So if we go to our first page here, we see that our initiative is +1, which is from our dexterity, which is only 12, so we're only getting a +1 from that. If we click on this cog icon here, we can see that there's a proficiency option. If we make ourselves proficient in that, then we can see that our initiative has now gone to +3, giving us the initiative bonus that we need to add. Now I'm sure that that will get automated in due course, but at the moment it isn't, so you need to go in and make yourself proficient with initiative in order to get that alert feat bonus. Now another thing that didn't get added in, as you saw when we were making it, was your fighting style. If we click on the fighting style, it shows us that we have to have a choice of style. If we go to our feats here and click on this category, we can filter out to the fighting styles, and we can see all the fighting styles that we have available. We can click on the links, etc. So let's just pick defense. So before we do that, just make sure we'll have a look. Our armor class is 16 at the moment, and we can see that if we pick defense, we are going to get a +1 bonus to our armor class whilst we're wearing light, medium, or heavy armor. So let's select defense and just drop it into the feats section. And if we have a look at our armor class now, we can see that we've got a +1. So that's automatically been added in. If we have a look on the cog icon here, we can see that we've got the bonuses for the armor class has already been added in here. So that's our character created essentially. When it comes to leveling up, then it's the same as it was previously. You still have the option of just simply dragging and dropping. So if you wanted to, you could just come to your class here and open this up and then drag a level of fighter into the class and level. If you want to use the character wizard, then we come into this cog icon here, open this up, and then click on the level up button. This takes us back to the character wizard, and we have the option here of leveling up our existing class or clicking here to add in a new class if we wanted to multiplayer. So we're just going to click on the level up button here, and it's going to automatically make us level 2. It's going to give us these 2 new features. And we can cancel that if we wanted to. If we didn't want to, we can go back if we want, and then we simply commit and then save, and our character is now level 2, and our additional items, Tactical Mind and Action Surge, have been added in. And if we go to level 3 on the level up, we now get our fighter subclass, and again we've got a little icon or a warning exclamation mark here to say that something needs to be done. We can open this up. Again, we have a source here to figure out or to select a particular source. We've got the 4 available things here from the player's handbook. Let's pick Battle Master. It shows us the various things that we get from this, the various features that we are getting for this subclass. We've no exclamation marks, so we're done. Commit and save. And now we've got this options here. We've got a proficiency from the list below. This is from having this subclass. So we'll select one of these. We've got some more skill proficiencies as well. So let's pick one of those, and then we're done from that. We can now go into the little cog icon again, and we see that our subclass is now filled in, and we can click this to get more information. And if we look at our actions tab, then some other stuff will have been added in here depending on what we have selected. We've got our superiority dice has come in here, giving us the correct amount of superiority dice. You then have to select some combat superiority items, if we click on this, it'll tell you the various maneuvers that you have available. And you'll be able to, oh, that's a picture. If we have anything in here that we need to select, then you can do so from there and complete your Actions tab. Okay, I think that's it at the moment. As you can see, the character wizard is not quite complete. It gives you a good idea of what your character needs and what you have to do to create your character, but it isn't complete at the time of recording. I'll redo this video once the character wizard has been updated and is more fully featured. But thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you in the next. Cheers for now.